If you find yourself completely exhausted after work with zero energy left for the things you actually care about, then today's video is going to be for you. In this video, I'm going to share the real reason why your job is draining your energy. So why are you feeling exhausted? Plus give you a very simple framework that you can actually start using today to reclaim your energy back so that you're not always feeling drained after work. We're also going to talk about the one thing that I believe most career advice gets completely wrong when it comes to leading or guiding you to find work that energizes you instead of depletes you. If you're new here, hi. And if you're a regular viewer, welcome back. I'm Dr. Tega, a career coach who helps professional women leave draining jobs and land higher paying, fulfilling careers. I do this work because I've been there. I have been stuck in a miserable job, questioning my worth, and I know what it's like to come out on the other side doing work that finally feels right. So now I'm on a mission to help way more women experience the joy, satisfaction, and confidence that come with work aligned with the gifts God has given them. So let's get into today's video. Okay, let's talk about why you feel so drained after work. And I want you to start by picturing this. It's 6 p.m. on Tuesday. You finally walk through the front door after another long day at work, and you literally cannot do anything else. So you plop down on your couch, you grab your phone, you scroll mindlessly. Maybe you order takeout because the thought of cooking feels impossible. Your partner might ask how your day was, and you're just like, huh. Right? You just grunt. Your kids want to play, but you barely have the energy to respond to them. Does any of that sound familiar? Or maybe this resonates a bit more. You used to have hobbies. You used to exercise, read books, meet friends for dinner. But now, by the time you get home, you are running on empty. Your weekends are now your recovery time just to gear up for another Monday. And you tell yourself, I'm just tired. I'll feel better tomorrow. But tomorrow comes and you feel the exact same way. Here's what's really happening. You are experiencing what I call the career energy leak. It's when you do work or the work you do every day is so misaligned with who you are that it literally drains your energy. It is soul sucking. Think about it. You spend a minimum of about 40 hours at work minimum every week, and that is roughly a third of your waking moments. You're doing work that requires you to essentially be somebody that you're not. You're using skills that you don't enjoy. You are in environments and around people that don't match your values. You're solving problems that don't excite you. And that is not just tiring. It's actually legit soul crushing. And here's the kicker. Most people think this is just normal. Like they actually genuinely think work is supposed to be hard. Work is supposed to be draining. Work is something that you just endure. But what if I told you that that is completely wrong? The solution isn't what most career advice tells you, which is usually something like find your passion or just think more positively about your job. Like, girl, thinking more positively is not going to make me less tired. Okay. The real solution to that energy drain is understanding that your energy drain is actually a piece of data. It's your body telling you that something is wrong, something is misaligned. And once you understand how to read that piece of data that your body is giving you, you can use it to guide you toward work that energizes you instead. So I want to share with you the step-by-step process that I use with my clients to help them find work that genuinely energizes and lights them up. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do this. Okay. So the very first step is to conduct your energy audit. Once you're done watching this video, or maybe even right now, if you have one nearby, I want you to take a pen and a journal and just sit down and think about this past week at work and write down 3 specific moments at work when you felt energized or engaged at work. Even if they were very short, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you felt engaged. 3 specific moments when you felt drained or frustrated. And I want you to be really specific, right? Don't just say meetings are draining, but the budget meeting where I had to present numbers for 30 minutes is draining, or helping Sarah troubleshoot that client issue is draining. Okay. You have to be very detailed. Next, decode the patterns. That's step 2, right? So now look at your energizing moments. What were happening in those moments? Were you teaching or explaining something to somebody? Were you solving a really complex problem? Were you creating or designing something? Were you leading a discussion, or were you making decisions? Were you working independently without interruption, or were you collaborating with a team toward a goal? The specific activities that energized you are going to be clues to your natural interest and preferred skills. Then I want you to look at your draining moments. What patterns do you see there? Were you maybe doing repetitive tasks that felt meaningless to you? Were you in an environment that just felt really chaotic or maybe even too structured? Were you using skills, but you don't enjoy those skills even though you're good at it, or just working with people whose values don't match yours? Those are also clues in those patterns. Once you do that, then we can move on to step 3. So the third step in this process is to apply the visa framework. Now, if you have never heard me use that phrase before, the visa framework is the system, my proprietary framework that I actually use to help my clients get career clarity. And it stands for values, interests, skills, and aligned role. So now what you're going to do is categorize what you discovered from the first 2 steps using my visa framework. So let's start with values. What conditions need to be present for you to actually thrive in your career? So based on your energy audit, do you need autonomy, collaboration, clear structure, flexibility, meaningful, impactful work, or something else? If you look at the environment that you were in when you really felt energized and engaged at work, what you will get is a very strong hint about your values and what is important to you because you were energized in that moment. Then your interest. What activities naturally engage you? So look at, again, those energizing moments that you listed. Were you analyzing data? Were you mentoring other people, creating systems, solving problems, or something else entirely? What topics were you either working on or involved in? The activities that engage you in the topics that you are interacting with when you feel energized, that gives you a clue about what you are naturally or genuinely truly interested in. And then finally, your skills. Which skills and abilities do you both have and enjoy using? This is crucial because just because you're good at something doesn't mean that it should be your career focus. Okay. When you have been working for 8 or more years in your career, it is so easy to assume that just because you can do something, then that is what you should do or keep doing in your career. But honestly, the fact that you are feeling drained at work is a sign that you are using the wrong skills daily. So you need to actually check those draining moments on your list and the energizing moments to see which skills were you using in both of those situations. Because what happens is when you see what was draining you and energizing you, it gives you a clue into what I call your high power skills. The skills that when you use them, you feel strong, you feel powerful, you feel confident while using them at work. And then finally, alignment. This is where it actually gets exciting because now you can start researching roles that combine your values, interests, and preferred skills. So you can take everything that you've discovered from the first 2 steps and your values, interests, and skills, and you can use it to do research. You can put it into an AI tool and ask it to tell you what types of jobs you can do that match your values, interests, and skills. And when you do this, you will start getting a sense of what types of work will actually energize you as opposed to draining you daily. Now, I do have to pause here and just say that AI is just the first step. One thing that I always tell my clients and actually help them do is leverage conversations with people because that gives them 1, a true sense of what the job entails, and 2, helps them start building a network so that job searching becomes easier. Because it's one thing to just read about a job. It's another thing entirely to talk to someone who's doing the job. You learn so much more. And I help my clients do that work. If you follow those 3 steps, at this point, you should have a very clear sense of why you feel drained at work, when you feel energized at work, and where the misalignment is that is causing you to always feel drained, right? So like, is it a misalignment with your values, or is it a misalignment with your interest? Maybe it's a misalignment with your skills, or even all 3 of those. That's going to be very crucial. Then the 4th step is to do the reality test. So here's what I think most people miss. You don't need to find the perfect job immediately. You just need to find your next right step. And that is a role that aligns better than what you have now. So let me give you like a real example of what I mean. I once worked with a client who was a marketing manager and she felt completely drained by her job. And through her energy audit, what she discovered was that she actually enjoyed strategic thinking and the data analysis part of her job, but she hated being in client meetings and executing campaigns. So instead of having her leave the marketing field entirely, I helped her actually reposition herself for marketing analytic roles where she could focus on those strategy and insight skills without all the client facing stress. She ended up landing a role in that space with a $12,000 salary increase, and and actually shared with me that she finally started looking forward to Monday mornings instead of always feeling drained. So you can begin implementing these steps that I shared immediately, even when you are at your current job. Okay. If your energy audit showed that you love mentoring other people, right now you can volunteer to train new employees. If you are energized by creative problem solving, maybe you can propose solutions to challenges that you see and bring up at work. This serves two purposes, right? It gives you energy boost during your current job and helps you gather evidence of what you want more of in your next role. Okay. So that's what I mean by your immediate next step. What can you start doing right now in the job that you're in to start making it a little bit better? And how can you look for jobs? It doesn't have to be a complete pivot if you don't feel ready for that. How can you look for jobs that include those elements that you enjoy and apply for or position yourself for those jobs? Now, if you are listening to me thinking, this kind of makes sense, but I need help actually implementing it, that is exactly why I created my completely free training, Leave Your Miserable Job. In my free training, I walk you through my complete career discovery research system, which takes this energy audit concept and expands it into a full roadmap, like step by step, for finding work that aligns with who you are. You can read the description below to learn more about how to access and watch the free training today. And by the way, if you're finding this video helpful so far, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. That way you don't miss any future videos from me. And it also lets YouTube know that this video is worth sharing with more people. Thank you. Now, I know that there's a small part of you that might be thinking, this sounds great in theory, Dr. Tega, but I can't just quit my job and start over. I have bills to pay, a family to support. I can't afford to take a pay cut or go back to school. And I'm like, girl, I completely understand that concern. And the fact is, you don't have to start over. You don't have to take a pay cut. You don't need another degree. The biggest myth about career change is that you have to throw away everything you've built to begin from scratch. And it's like, why would we throw the baby out with the bathwater? No, that's simply not true. What you need to do is reposition what you already have. I remember once working with a different client who was a project manager in construction. She was in safety and construction, and she felt completely drained by her job every day. And she was worried when she came to work with me. She was worried that she would have to start over again if she wanted to change careers. But through my visa method, we discovered that she was really good at strategic thinking and enjoyed it. She liked coordinating teams and developing people. She just didn't like the industry and the company culture that she was in. So instead of having her start over, we just repositioned her for project management roles in the nonprofit sector where her values align better. And she ended up landing a role she loves with a 20K salary increase. Same core skills, completely different energy level. The key to not having to start over or take a pay cut is learning how to identify your transferable skills, the ones that you actually enjoy using, and positioning those skills for industries and roles that match your values and interests. And I've recorded a video about this before, so you can check out the video where I share my framework for identifying your transferable skills. It'll pop up on the screen somewhere. Okay. So if you're feeling tired or feeling drained by your work and you're ready to leave that miserable job and finally land a job that excites you while increasing your salary by 5 figures, then you should definitely register for and watch my free training. In this training, you will learn exactly how to use my visa method to uncover all the career options that you probably don't even know exist yet, like jobs that match with who you are and will pay you a salary that allows you to live your dream lifestyle. In that training, I also share the exact framework my clients use to transition without starting over or taking a pay cut. The link to register is in the description of this video below, or you can just head to leaveyourmiserablejob.com to register and access the training now. Like, you can do that right now. And here's what I want you to remember as you go forward. Feeling drained by work is not normal, and it's not something that you just have to accept. When your work matches and aligns with who you are, it becomes a source of energy, not an energy drain. Like, you deserve to wake up excited about work, excited about your day, feeling energized about the work you do, and still have energy left over for the people and activities that you love outside of work. So I hope that you will at the very least start thinking about your career differently. And I also hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, again, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. When you give it a like, a thumbs up, it helps other women find this content that they need right now in their career. And if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because I share new strategies every week to help you find fulfilling work that pays you well. And then once you do that, before you go away, don't go away. Stick around, girl. Hold up. There's another video coming up on the screen right here. There's like another really great video popping up on the screen right here. You should watch it. Like, just watch that video. Go ahead. It's right there. Just tap the video. Watch that video.